Hi there everyone, and welcome to my new series of videos about the Call of Duty new release Modern Warfare. So in this first video, what I want to do is I want to give you my thoughts on the beta that happened in sort of mid to late September. And what I want to cover through is what I liked about the beta, what I didn't like, what I hope appears in the game when it is released, and then show you a bit of the fun that I had during the game with some of my gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I really like about Modern Warfare is the lobby. So everything's all very nicely animated now. It's way more dynamic than previous Call of Duty titles. And while you're in the lobby, while you're waiting for a game to start, you get this lovely collection of all of the players together. It's great. So another thing is just as you spawn into the map, you get that overhead view of the map. Now the maps are way more complex in Modern Warfare. They're huge. They're absolutely enormous. They're not just the classic 3-lane maps that Call of Duty's historically offered. So by getting that overhead view as you spawn, you get some idea of where you are on the map and where the bad guys are. That's really, really useful. It gives you a much better insight into where you need to go initially as you get into the game. So in this game, this is a game of domination. It's my first ever game on the beta, and I'm moving around kind of tentatively, just trying to sort of figure out where the map lies and stuff like that. But one thing I am finding is that there's a lot of terrain. There's a lot of stuff you can climb up on. There's it's a lot better than World War II on that standpoint. So World War II was quite a flat world. Sure, you could run around the map. Sure, there were things like in USS Texas, things like that. There were things that you could climb into, climb on top of, things like that. But it wasn't as dynamic as Modern Warfare. With Modern Warfare, you can jump into buildings, you can get up on vehicles, you can jump up on roofs, all of that kind of thing. I really love that. I love the way it's a lot more three-dimensional than World War II was. I can't really speak for Black Ops 4, I never played it, but certainly compared to World War II, I like the change of altitude. Now just moving around the map moves pretty well. I did witness the odd glitch here and there, particularly on long pans where I had some big glitches in the graphics. Hopefully they'll iron that out as time goes on, but yeah, it was a little bit disappointing to see that in the beta. In terms of the gun, I've got here I was stupid. I picked this this suppressed SMG, this AUG SMG. Didn't do me any favours at all where it's got the suppressor on there. It really retarded the range that I've got on there. So and also, I mean, I'll be honest, I mean, like in this first game I just played really, really badly. Ended up with a 2 and 12 kill death ratio, which was really particularly rubbish, but it did improve over time anyway. The gun itself is, what I'm finding a lot with the Modern Warfare guns is the aim down sight time is significantly longer than anything I've played on World War II. Obviously there are perks and stuff like that that you can apply to improve that. And in general, I mean, the whole armory system with the weapons is superb in Modern Warfare. You get, and not infinite, but you get a crazy array of different perks and attachments that you can put on. All of that unlocks at level 4. So initially, I mean, as this is my first game right here, I don't have access to any of that until I get to level 4. But that isn't very far away. One thing I found in the beta is that you do level up very quickly. And that is something that I think Infinity Ward have very much got right with this game. The progression through the ranks really is relatively rapid, especially at the start. You still get quite a lot of reward, even though, you know, you're trying to feel out the game, you're still trying to figure things out. So here, this is the end of my third game. I mean, it's not exactly great. I mean, it's a 5 and 15 game. So still pretty poor KD, but still off the back of this, I'm still pushing up towards level 3. and that's really great because they unlock the weapon loadouts at level 4, so that is always enticing you back in, and it's a much more accessible game than I think something like World War II, where it was a bit intimidating. It was a bit difficult to get into. I just found myself being complete cannon fodder for a very, very long time in that, and it just really put me off the game massively. Now once you do get to level 4, then your ability to create your own custom loadouts for your weapons opens up, and initially of course you can't do a great deal with your set of weapons because the weapon themselves are at a very low level, and you have to level those up, very much the same as any other Call of Duty game, where you have to unlock attachments and stuff like that. The nice thing about this is that there are the different classes of attachment that you can put in. So there's muzzles and sights and perks and underbarrel stuff. And there's a lot of customization there. The other nice thing is that every different attachment carries both pros and cons. It's, nothing is just purely a good thing, and that's really nice. You have to balance out your gun, but because you can have 5 different attachments on your gun, it does mean you've got this remarkable ability to customize your weaponry and make it very, very unique to your gameplay. So here we are a few levels later, and I've got my MP5 up to level 6, and you can see here some of the variety of perks that I've already been able to unlock with it. And the progression through this is really pretty rapid, so you unlock some good attachments at a hell of a rate. It's really good. One other thing I really liked about the beta was the variety in the game modes. There's all the classics like Team Deathmatch and Domination, Kill Confirmed, all the stuff that anyone who's played Call of Duty for a while is familiar with. But there are also some new game modes as well, like Cyber Attack, what you see in here, and I had a lot of fun with that. So it's nice to see there's something new there for the people who've been playing COD for a while. They're not just giving you the same old thing over and over again. This really is a very, very new game. One thing I was very dubious about when the first previews came around for the game was the mini-map and the absence of seeing the classic little red dots on it. And I was thinking, you know what, is that going to make the game too difficult? But in the same breath, I mean, I typically play a lot of hardcore mode in World War II, so I wasn't too stressed out about it. I do love the compromise that they've came up with in the beta, and I hope in the game itself, where having a personal UAV is something that is a perk. So after 3 kills, you can pick up a personal UAV and get your little red dots back on your mini map again if you need that kind of bonus. 3 kills isn't that difficult in the grand scheme of things, but to make that a little bit of a challenge, I think is really nice. Some of the other perks though, like here with the cruise missile, I actually found very, very difficult to control. I think I'll get used to it, but I just found the directional control of it kind of erratic. It was sometimes very, very sluggish, other times way too rapid. So overall, I found my my experience with the beta really enjoyable. I had a great time with it. The progression through the game was very, very well paced. It certainly felt incredibly engaging. Over the couple of days that I was playing, I guess an hour a day, something like that, over the course of the open beta, and I got up to level 16, which I was very happy with. However, the game wasn't without its flaws. What I did find for a period of time was the scoring system completely stalled. So like here, where I finished second in the game, or at least second on my team, and you can see there's score registered there, but then it just didn't rank up at all, gave me no ranking points. So what I found I had to do was actually switch to a different weapon for a game and then switch back again, and then everything started to work properly and I started to get my ranking points back again. But that was about 6 games on the trot that I missed out on getting any scores. I was trying to figure out what the heck I had to do to get it working again. So I'm hoping that that definitely won't be the case in the final game. And that's just about it. I had an absolute blast with the beta, and I really cannot wait to play the game for real. It's a great addition to the Call of Duty franchise, and a lot more than I was really hoping for. There are still some question marks that I have about things like the loot boxes and the ranking system, prestiging, all of these kind of things that I'm sure will come out over time. But I'm really excited to see what happens. But right here we are in the last throes of my final game playing the beta. It ended in defeat, which is a bit sad, but you can't have everything. But thank you all ever so much for watching. If you like the video, please drop me a subscribe and also click the bell to be notified of any new videos that I produce. And I promise you there will be many about Modern Warfare as time goes on. Thank you all very much. I'll see you next time.